right, hey my fellow lovies, so it's Audrey here, and I'm going to be doing a quick review on Hallmark's Just...
And she loves Hallmark and she always watches it.
I always do. All right, lovies, so you know when my 5-year-old daughter is telling you that I am obsessed with Hallmark, then yes, I am obsessed with Hallmark. I'm obsessed with anything love. But today I want to talk about Hallmark's movie, Just Add Romance. It aired last night, just to give you an indication. That was March 2nd, 2019. The great thing about Hallmark is that they replay their movies all the time. So if you missed it last night, if you forgot to DVR it, you'll have plenty of opportunities to see it replayed. It's one of those awesome things about Hallmark is they do their marathon movies. So definitely make sure you check it out. So what was Just Add Romance all about? Well, it starred Luke Macfarlane and Meghann Fahy. I think that's how you say her name, Fahy. This is the cool thing. You might know her from Freeform's show, The Bold Type. I was live tweeting last night, and I don't watch that show, but people do, and they were talking about it, and I wrote it down. I have my notes to the side. I actually took notes during the movie and live tweeted, talk about someone who's obsessed. Luke Macfarlane, he is in a sci-fi show called Killjoys. I don't watch sci-fi. I don't like sci-fi, so I don't know the show, but people were saying that he is in that show. So if you knew these two characters from before, then you definitely felt some, I guess like recognition. You actually really did like them. You were invested in them from the start. I have always loved Luke Macfarlane when he stars in a Hallmark movie. I haven't always liked the leading ladies that he's been with before. So I was actually really hoping that I would like Meghann with him in this movie, because there have been others that I kind of just tune out, and I really just have not been invested in the actual story. But I really did think that the chemistry between Luke and Meghann from the very beginning all the way to the very end was really amazing. I think that they just grabbed you right at the beginning and they kept you all the way to the end. So Luke played a guy named Jason. Meghann played a girl named Carly. So you had these two leading lady and gentlemen, Carly and Jason. The premise of the movie, and if you've seen a trailer, you probably were able to pretty much decipher this. They are chefs in Chicago. They're on a reality show, a cooking reality show. It's to name the best chef in Chicago, and the winner gets their own restaurant in Chicago. So this is the cool thing about Just Add Romance, is that it really does pose the question, what would happen if you had to make a decision between the love of your life or your dream job, something that you have been working your entire life towards, or somebody that you've been waiting your whole entire life for? What would you do? Is there a perfect answer? How do you possibly make that tough decision? And I wrote this quote down because, the movie does bring you in. And the different thing about this movie is a lot of the times Hallmark movies, the characters don't get together till the very end, right? There's conflict for truly the entire time until like the last 10 minutes. This time, it was a little different, and I think these are spoiler alerts too, but the characters like each other from the beginning. They talk about it, they're open about it, they actually kiss. So really, throughout the entire movie that they're in love, or they're getting there. So the question does become, so what's going to happen at the end? Like, you already know that they're in love. So how does the end resolve? So, and it's going to be a happily ever after somehow, but that was the different spin about this movie, which I really did like. It was predictable. I'm not going to say it wasn't. All of us lovies and Hallmarkies out there, we kind of are able now to decipher how a Hallmark movie is going to end. But even though it was predictable, I didn't find it, I didn't tune out. I really did have an idea what was going to happen. And that's really kind of how I look at Hallmark movies. Number one, the chemistry between the actors. They were awesome. Meghann and Luke played very well together in the sandbox. I really thought the chemistry was awesome. Is it so predictable where you just genuinely tune out? You kind of just, I know it's going to happen, so let me read a book at the same time as watch it. And then third, did it make me cry? If it made me cry, then I always put this on like a top Hallmark list. This one did make me cry. And it didn't up until the very, very, very end. There have been some movies where like my heart, like my chest will actually get my heart will actually hurt throughout the movie, and I will cry. This one was at the very end, but tears did fall. Other than that, I feel like, in terms of scale from 1 to 10 as being like my all-time favorite Hallmark movie, I would say about a 7. This is a great movie. Sometimes I watch the movies over the next day and then over again the next day, or I don't know if I'm the only person that does this, but I'll go back and watch like the last 10 minutes of when, like, how everything comes together in a nice, neat, beautiful package with a bow on top. I'll rewatch it. I didn't do that for this one, but I did like it. It was a really good movie. It was funny, which I thought was great too. I'm trying to think of some of my notes over here. It was funny. I definitely felt like it had potential to be something where they could even do another movie. We've been seeing Hallmark do a lot of that lately, where they get together and then there's another movie. Lacey Chabert does this a ton with her movies. You get to see like another, a second and a third part. So I definitely felt like there was legs for that to happen. I don't know if it will, but this was pretty much my quick Just Add Romance recap. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it. It was awesome. Luke Macfarlane is not on Twitter, but Meghann Fahy is. We all live tweeted last night, a bunch of us who are obsessed with Hallmark. So it was kind of cool to see and be a part of all people that are my people. We're all people like each other. We all love a good romance. But other than that, I mean, check it out. I really liked it. What I'm going to start doing too is I'm going to start doing some of these videos before I watch the movie and then doing the recap after. So just so I can kind of like give my feelings, what I think it's going to be like, what my expectations are, and then recapping after. But this one, I was excited. I was excited to see that this was coming up on Saturday night. So definitely, again, check it out. Star these actors and actresses, follow them if they're on social, and keep tuning on in, lovies, to all my Love Audrey podcasts and also videos. Bye, guys.